Hey guys, Chris here, and I'm a Ukrainian Canadian. Today is July 5th, 2022, and let's get over the news happening in Eastern Europe and Ukraine specifically. So, the first news article I wanted to share with you guys is this announcement today saying that one of the Russian executives that was linked to Putin's energy giant, Gazprom, was found dead in his swimming pool, shot dead in latest mystery death of country's tycoons. And there's been actually a lot of deaths of executives working at Gazprom as of late. I don't think this is the first announcement. I think I've heard two or three announcements like that in the last few months since the war happened, that some executives in Gazprom have been either shot dead or mysteriously committed suicide. And to me, this is an indicator that Putin is becoming more and more paranoid. Let's not forget that all of these guys, all of these executives have assets in the West, whether in Europe, United States. So for them, it is not good for business what Putin is doing right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is linked to some sort of conspiracy to overthrow Putin as well, that they might have been discussing a way of pushing aside Putin. And Putin felt that, I assume, and for him, all these executives are easy to replace, right? And he has such a strong grip over all these corporations. He has eyes everywhere. So for him, I think it was, a thoughtless decision to just get rid of these people that might be a liability for his power. So expect more of these in Russia. That's not going to be the first or the last. That's for sure. In other news, so I discussed a couple of days ago, 2 or 3 days ago in my video, back in early July, that the Ukrainian army struck an airfield in Melitopol. Now there's an announcement, again, unofficial because we don't have visual confirmation, but about 200 Russians were killed in this HIMARS strike, which occurred, I believe, on July 3rd, and 300 more were injured, according to the mayor of Melitopol, Ivan Fedorov. Again, it's to be confirmed, but for sure it's going to be in the hundreds. I believe that this is accurate, considering that this airfield in Melitopol, and I'll show you the location again where it is located. It's very strategic for the Russians. They captured this city in early March during the first phase of their campaign, and this was one of their main objectives. Why? Because it has an airfield, and look at its positioning. It's right in the middle between Donbass, this region, and Kherson, the south, where Russia had a very high ambitions to capture Odessa, cut off Ukraine from the Black Sea, which ultimately failed. So this was a very strategic and important objective. And we have the airbase here where Russians are currently stationed. Not anymore, because according to sources, they've actually also rendered the airfield unusable. So they cannot use it for basically, flight objectives using jet fighters and helicopters. It's an unusable airfield anymore. And we've struck some of their headquarters as well, command posts that were posted here in this area. So again, I won't shut up about it, but the HIMARS, I believe we have less than 10 of those, but they have been super effective. It's been less than 2 weeks that we've been having them, but they have already proven themselves super effective on all fronts. And again, I've said in my previous video yesterday, but as long as we keep hitting their logistical lines, their command posts, we're going to finish this war very quickly. And I'm very confident we're going to finish this war quickly because we have the HIMARS systems. They've proven themselves to be a superior advantage over what Russia currently has. Russia has no answer to this. Their artillery pieces, their best ones, can only hit, 35 to 40 kilometers from the front lines. And yes, they do have a stockpile of Tochka-Us, But we now have a very effective air defense system set up all over Ukraine. We're capable of pretty much stopping their rocket attacks. Not all of them, but a grand majority of them, 70 to 80% at least. So this is really great news. This is demoralizing, and this is once again going to stop this push, this momentum that Russia gained last few days in Luhansk region. In other news, in Putin's Russia, the arrests are spreading quickly and widely. So they came for Dmitry Kolker, an ailing physicist in the intensive care ward. They came for Ivan Fedotov, a hockey star, as he was leaving practice. They came for Vladimir Mao, a state university rector. The week he was reelected to the board of Gazprom, another one. The message sent by these high-profile detentions: nearly anyone is now punishable in Vladimir Putin's Russia. I'm not going to read all of this to you guys. You can see this article in today's Yahoo News series of articles. So again, Putin's becoming more and more paranoid. You can get pretty much arrested for anything in Russia today. A post on Facebook that seemed to be slightly against Putin or indicated some sort of pro-Ukraine messaging. The investigators working in FSB see everything. And so this is the reality of Russia right now. This is what the Russians have allowed the government to do, right? This is 22 years of complacency and 22 years of carelessness about the government, their actions. If you were to walk, and you just have to watch YouTube videos of Russian bloggers walking around asking people what they think about politics, and the majority of them were going to say, I'm not involved. I don't care about politics. I trust the government, whatever they do, and I'm not questioning anything. And that's the reality of things. When you don't question things, when you don't want alternatives, this is what happens. You have a government that is pretty much a dictatorship, and will lock you up for anything, pretty much anything, or either kill you, get rid of you if you are becoming a liability. So this is today's Russia. And the people there have lost any sense of liberty and freedom and democracy. Even if they thought they did have that, that is long gone since this war happened. Putin will get more and more dictator-like, I guess, in the next few months, because he's becoming more and more paranoid as this war continues. And his power is going to be met with struggle, because let's face it, Russia is struggling in this battle, and they will lose. There's no doubt about it. If the Soviet Union lost the Afghan war for over 10 years, they could not win against poorly trained, essentially much smaller army compared to what Ukraine has right now. Ukraine is going to blow out the Russians within a few months. Mark my words. I think by the end of this year, we will see most likely the end of this battle against Russia. This is my optimistic view. Perhaps it's not going to be accurate. It's my personal opinion, but I can't see Russia continuing on with this invasion with the entire world pretty much set against them. And even China and India are very neutral about supporting Russia directly. And again, why am I saying that? This other tweet pretty much saying, and I've heard reports, and there were intercepted calls by the Ukrainian intelligence saying that Russian officers have reportedly been selling information on Russian troop location and movements to Western intelligence services. Even the Russian commanders and officers have no faith anymore in their army. So now they're resorting to switching sides and selling information for either protection or monetary gains. And this is, again, all of this belief that Russia is strong and they're going to win this battle. Forget about it. That's not going to happen. In other news, today was also great news for Ukraine, because we got news from the United Kingdom that they are sending 10 more self-propelled artillery systems to Ukraine. I'm not sure which ones exactly. And they also announced a shipment for munitions to Ukraine. So again, Britain has proven itself to be a leader in terms of leading the way in supporting Ukraine from the very beginning. Even before this war happened, they were already sending very strong messages that they will support Ukraine no matter what. So again, a big thanks to the United Kingdom. And if there's any viewers from the United Kingdom, I thank you personally. And also, over 40 countries and international organizations signed the Lugano Declaration today, committing to support Ukraine for a $750 billion package for the rebuild once this war ends. It's great news, and I'd be very happy if most of that money comes from the Russian oligarchs and Russian assets that were seized in the West, right? Again, the paradox is that these Russian officials or executives are criticizing the West. Meanwhile, they're investing all their money into the West. All these mansions, these apartments in London, Paris, villas in Italy, sending their kids to the United States, to the best universities, or Europe, right? They're not investing anything to Russia. Russia is just it's a broken economy that has no future. It's a resource extraction economy first. And there's nothing innovative coming out of Russia. So that's the reality, and the paradox of it is that they're criticizing it, yet they're putting all their money into the West. So it's not in their interest to destroy the West by any means. And I have two more news. So this is an image coming out of Kherson Airport, Chornobaivka. So you can see this is Chornobaivka Airport, I believe, and this is the outskirts of Kherson. And yeah, there's trails of smoke. So we are approaching closer and closer to Kherson city. It is difficult, and I know you guys have been hearing that for the last couple of weeks that Ukraine military is getting closer, but the truth is that that area of Ukraine is super flat, and it's very difficult to gain positioning because you're just so open. There's no natural defense. There's no, geographic sort of, like a geographic terrain that can protect you, essentially. And so you need to just pick up the momentum. And Ukraine just lacks the resources, the artillery to keep pushing and pushing so they can actually get defensible positions in the city. So I'm confident that with the HIMARS systems that we got, we'll be able to push through very soon within the next few weeks. And last piece of news, so this is another HIMARS strike that occurred, I think, yesterday in Donetsk, which I reported in my video yesterday. So let's take a look at the video. So this is still the fire ongoing today. And apparently this was the HIMARS Center. I'm not 100% sure what the HIMARS Center is. Is it an expo building? But this was a building where the Russians and the Donetsk People's Republic Army was keeping storage of ammunition inside of that building. So it is still on fire as of today. Let's take a look. Massive fires, and according to locals, it's nonstop boom, boom, boom sounds throughout the day. So this indicates that they've had a lot of weaponry inside of it. And what is that? Looks like a rocket, like an RPG rocket or something. Perhaps it was a detonation from that depot. So that's quite interesting. But again, it just indicates the sheer amount of ammunition that the HIMARS system was able to destroy. And we wouldn't have been able to do that without it because, Donetsk is rather far away from the front lines. And so it would have been difficult to reach or even destroy that specific target with what we had before the HIMARS systems came to Ukraine. And that's pretty much it, guys. So this is the front line in Ukraine. Again, I'm not going to report anything today in terms of, the movements because there haven't been that many changes. The only thing, again, is the fact that the Russians took Severodonetsk and Lysychansk in the last couple of days. We retreated, and as I've said, we're probably going to fall back to Bakhmut, to this highway, and hoping that we can stop the Russian advance, which I am confident. But apart from that, there's nothing really that has changed in the last couple of days. And that's it, guys. So if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel, because I am always popping new videos, trying to do it daily. And leave a comment as well if you enjoy my videos, if you have anything else you want to mention, if you don't agree with my content or whatever I'm saying, please leave a comment as well. Thank you for tuning in, and enjoy your day, guys. Take care. Bye.